Hello again, everybody! Mr. McSquare here. Organic Minecraft. Yet another episode and all kinds of things to share. So in the last episode, we left off finishing off the raid farm. And then in this episode, we're going to build a bank for all of the emeralds that we've got and all the diamonds that we're accumulating. So we're going to build a bank, and the bank will also hold our totem farm. And on the side here, you can see I've got 4 different projects listed. Those are just mega project ideas, which you're probably going to see in the new season. Did I mention I've got a new season coming out on the 1st of January? Anyway, I'll talk more about that at the end of the episode. So let's get to the bank. The bank is yet another hole in the wall of the crater. And you can see I'm using the same general entry plan design as what I do with all my other residents and shopkeepers and everything else in this place. I like consistency. And again, the great thing about building stuff in ground is I don't have to worry about the outside walls. Just dig deeper. Remember what direction you're going, remember what's on the other side of the hill. Don't go that far. So a whole lot of digging and a bit of decorating with the same style as the other houses. Put the entry apron over the top. Whoop, not a brick. I'll fix that. The only problem with super good tools and beacons is sometimes you want to break one block and you end up breaking the whole row. It's a good problem to have. Okay, so that's going to be our doorway. And we'll have to dress it up a little bit as we go, but I like to feel it out. Compare it to the other ones. Yeah, we got a gap about yay big. It's going to be a little bit tall. On purpose, it's just a brick taller on the entryway. It's got like a double booth inside, and I also want a vault. Something with a vault door and a vault on the inside. Yeah. A couple windows. Yeah. Feeling it out as we go. Okay, so fast forward to the finished product, and you can see here we are. Covered up the windows. What with the oxidized copper, the green metal for the palette. Got the booth here where I can stick all my totems in. Anytime I need totems, I can just take them out of the bank teller. And the other one, haven't decided what's going to go in there. A couple of sorting tables. And of course the depth of the bank. So I used the old pumpkins for lights. Makes for a nice little lighting system. Covered it in the trapdoors. And fishermen. Fishermen again because I'm using a guardian farm a lot and it's generating a whole lot of codfish. So much codfish that the bank keepers are actually fishermen, so I can turn the cod into emeralds. And I got more cod than what they can actually process. So I've got a whole fishing boat out at the out on the lake with 8 fishermen in it. And there's 4 fishermen in here, just unloading cod whenever I've got time. And at the same time, I'm going to generate a whole lot more cod. Cod, emeralds, so many that we need a bank. Got a lag there with the OBS recorder. Fish it up. So this is going to double as my bank and as my totem shop. I had other ideas, but as I mentioned earlier, I am starting a new series on the 1st of January next year with a bunch of other YouTubers. And we're all low-level guys. None of us are really making an income out of this. But we love sharing what we do, and we like playing Minecraft. So on the 1st of January, I will put this world on hold and start a new world with a bunch of other people, and we'll see what we get into together. In the meantime, let's sell some fish for emeralds. Of course, gave them each a little residence. And there's a residence on the far side as well. And then there's the vault. Vault right in the middle. Big old oxidized copper doors. And it's not invisible, but it's subtle that the open and close switch is there. There we go. It's just a piston, 2x3 piston door, super easy. And inside the vault there are my diamonds, my emeralds, and gold. I think I might put my netherite in here too. And you can see the walls and floor and ceiling are all obsidian. It's a vault after all. Might as well use the strongest block. Neat little side effect. When I hit the switch, it also closes the hatch at the same time. Simple enough. We got our vault. For the bank fisherman, I don't know what to call it, but it's a bank. It's a bank where I store the goodies. And totems as well. So that lets me knock both of those things off the list. It's going to be the totem shop and the bank. It is, and it is. It's where I get my totems. It's where I store my goodies. Now I added GHAST port to the list. Like this list, it's not. It changes, it evolves. And in this episode, I added the GHAST port. So with the Happy GHAST, it's a great little add-on. If you don't have them, I recommend you play with it. They're super easy to figure out how to drive those things, and they're quite useful. But they're big. They're big, and you need somewhere to put them. So, standing from the bank here, with my back to the bank, you can see off in the corner there, I started digging out a hole. And I'll take you over there and show you progress in just a couple of phases. You don't need to see me dig out every bloody block, but I'll just show you in a couple phases the different states of progress for this build. Pretty simple. I had a stairway up. These lights will have to be moved around, but didn't want things spawning while I was digging holes. Temporarily we'll stick that there, keep the spiders away. Okay, so go up the stairs, comes out a little outcrop, and then we're going to have a big area here for some Happy GHAST ports. It's a lot like a stable, but Happy GHAST. And man, a Happy GHAST is 4x4, so it needs a lot of space to move around. There. You can see that used to be a solid wall, and now it's a big hole. Dig it? Anyway, bad jokes aside, we made an area for the Happy GHAST. Stairs. Use the fences to look like open barred areas so that light can come through. And of course, I've got so many sea lanterns that I might as well use them. You can see I've got 3 docking locations for the Happy GHAST. Gonna have to make some adjustments. For example, it does not use saddles. Ignore the saddles. It takes harnesses. It's totally different. Do 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 do. Okay, so there's space there for 3 Happy GHAST. No, that bed doesn't belong there. That back to my inventory. a lag. The bed showed up. Okay. So in the Nether, I've got my GHAST farm where I generate gunpowder for fireworks, but it also gives me a whole lot of gas tiers. And the gas tiers is what makes the dry gas. So we'll make 3 of them. And they're actually quite easy to make. It's a whole lot of gas tiers. And I think 1 soul soil? Not soul sand, I think it's soul soil. 2. In the crafting table, gas. Okay. Yeah, there it is. Soul sand. 8 tiers in a soul sand. And I've got lots. You saw my storage box. There's more than I need. So they need water. The happy gas is all dried out, which is weird that you find them in the Nether, where the water gets sucked out of everything. And a little trapdoor at the bottom, so that you can lock them in and they won't drift away. And you want to make these platforms just that the 4x4 gas sits in here. Sits in this hole nicely. And then just that little trapdoor they can't get in. And of course, soak them. Soak them so that they're not dried out anymore and they come back away. See, the little green dots means that it's working. And you have to put the water right on top of them. See, if I put the water behind, it flows around that block because it's occupied. You actually have to waterlog the space that the gas is in. Not a big deal, but if you see that happen, it's normal. That's the way it works. Okay, they didn't stay in their little areas because it turns out that as the happy gas grows, it's got this little 1x1 block juvenile version that floats around and they're really hard to hold. And then, like I said, you make harnesses, which is leather, glass, and a bit of wool. And you can, whatever wool you make is the color of the harness, so you can put different colored harnesses on. Like, I'm just going to go primary colors here, blue, yellow, red. And you can drive them after that, like so. Super easy. Like really, if you've never driven one of these before, you'll have it down in like 30 seconds on how they work. And it's cool too, like if you accidentally hit the shift button and get off the gas stops moving while you're standing on its head. It sits there and waits for you to either get off or sit back down and drive it. And they look pretty fun. Anyway, all that's left is to park these suckers. So, when I first made these ports, the little platform over their head is actually half a block too low. And I'm going to have to adjust that in just a minute so that these guys can fit. So I was going for a tight fit, and as you can see, that side little walkway is in this 4x4 square. But this little walkway on the side, it's just half a block too low. So it's actually 4.5 blocks. And with that in mind, I just have to put that little platform a little bit higher. Not a full block. See, the trapdoor is actually in that 5th block. It's just at the top of the 5th block. If we put it at the bottom, it's too tight. There's no working. Just put it at the top of the 5th block, and then his, let's call it 4.5 block size will fit in there nicely. And I don't know if that's because he's flying and he wants his little tendrils off the ground or what it is, but if I just got to put it half a block higher, so be it. And then the other thing I found was I needed a little headroom, because if you're sitting on top of the gas, you could do the old suffocate thing, like when you're sitting on a horse and going through a passage that's too low. So this just needed to be 1 block higher in the middle, so that when I'm riding them, I don't get the little suffocation problem. But hey, we learn as we go. And at the end, I wind up just dressing up the ceiling with some bricks instead of flat rock. But first, let's get the dimensions right, that we don't suffocate. So now when you park him in, he fits underneath, no problem. And then I just go and I close the hatch, and he's in there. That's it. He's not going to drift out. It's like a garage. I don't care which way they're facing. When I drive them in and I park them. Gonna just cut a little alcove in the side, and this is gonna be for spare harnesses, boats, leads, just the little add-ons for the ghasts. But then it's actually got a spot for that stuff. So I'm working away on this project, and here we are, it's November already, and January 1st is really not that far away. And as of right now, I think there are 7 of us that are slotted to start the world, and the world can hold 10 people. So I've still got 3 spots open if there's any interested people out there. Just shoot me a message in the comments, and I will get a hold of you. I will respond. And you don't have to be a YouTuber, but if you do have a YouTube channel and you want to grow with us, or if you just want to play along, shoot me a message. I'll talk to you and we'll see if it's a good fit or not. And it doesn't cost anything. For anyone that's seen my channel, like I try not to be negative, I try to be sportive, and I try to have fun and include people that let me play. So chest number 1 here, yeah, we'll put the boats in that one, and the other one we'll put harnesses and leads. Okay, talking about the next season, I've got 4 different ideas. Anyone who's played Age of Mythology, the video game that's been around for years and years and years. And in that one, the main different groups, gas farm is done, or gas port. The main different groups are the Atlanteans, the Greeks, the Norse, and the Egyptians. Anyway, I'll talk more about that in a minute. Because right now, here we are in the Nether, working on the gold farm. Key takeaway from here is that it's at height 14, because this is the right height to go digging for netherite. So if you're going to dig a big hole, you might as well get the netherite as well. And speaking of netherite, look at that area that I dug out is about 200 by 200, and that gave me about 2 stacks of netherite. A stack there, and I smelted the other stack. And I might make a netherite tree or something for decoration. Anyway, the whole reason I'm building this area in the Nether is for a gold farm. Now there's 2 ways to really get the pigs going. You can either put a turtle egg in, which you obtain with Silk Touch, and they will eventually notice it and go after it. But because it's the bedrock version, only pigs within 22 blocks of the egg will notice it and walk after it. And then they will fall down into the trap, and I've got some wither roses. Yeah, wither roses, that's what it's called. Wither roses to take it down. But the whole thing works, it's just pathetic. It's a very weak gold farm, but it's a gold farm. And as Dominic Toretto said, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning is winning. So gold farm is done. The gold farm is done, and I can move on to other projects. I don't care if it's a good gold farm. It's a bedrock gold farm. Anyway, I'm out of here. Projects are done. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.